Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the best looking t-shirt money can buy. Get Off My TV version 2. Now including Big Show, Kane, Ryback, and the Black Sheep, Braun Strowman. Available now for $19.99. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Go get yours today and join the revolution. Join the movement and wear it with pride every single Monday night during Monday Night Raw. Get Off My TV. Once again, now available through my online shop at ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is a very special edition of WWE Off The Script. This is episode number 108, part number 4, from Monday, March 14th, 2016. I would do the normal intro for you guys, but I want to keep it a little bit chill today. I'm not in the best of moods. I have tooth pain. I think I might have to have my wisdom teeth taken out on Friday, or one wisdom tooth. God forbid I need wisdom teeth taken out. Right now it's just one wisdom tooth that's really fucking bothering me. You know, every time I open my mouth and speak, it actually, you know, it's discomfort to me. And I've been sitting here. I'm actually recording this on Sunday around 5 o'clock. I just got through playing the Division, and all through my 3-hour session, I was just uncomfortable. So I have to make an appointment for Friday to take this thing out because I got things I want to do. I want to get done before Wrestlemania. I don't want my uploads to be affected by this, and I'm not really in pain, but it's discomfort, and I really can't be as animated as I want because today it's a lot worse than it was yesterday. Yesterday I was fine. I had a few beers. It kind of numbed the pain, etc., etc. But today I'm feeling discomfort, so I'm just going to keep it chill. I'm going to keep it mellow for you guys. And I'm going to get on with the news just like you expect right here on the #1 podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. Keep me in your prayers, guys, because I'm fucking terrified of the dentist, all right? I'll talk about that later on in the week, but I fucking hate the dentist, bro. I really do. Anyway, guys, I got news on Roadblock. Thank you to all the new subscribers from Roadblock. And this past weekend, it was a great success. I uploaded a shit ton of WWE videos all weekend, giving you guys my thoughts and opinions and review on what was coming at Roadblock, the rumors heading into Roadblock. I did the Roadblock 2016 official review and results. If you guys missed that, everything you need will be linked down in the description below, okay? Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to keep up to date on WWE news and rumors. Like I always say, this is the #1 source right here on YouTube.com for WWE. Subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. Tonight's Monday Night Raw. I will be tweeting live during Monday Night Raw if you guys want to keep up to date on my opinion as it happens for Monday Night Raw. That's at JD from NY206. Pro Wrestling Tees. Get Off My t-shirt is selling like fucking crazy. Thank you to everybody that has already purchased version 2 of Get Off My TV with Ryback, Kane, Big Show, and Braun Strowman. If you want to get yours, $19.99. They ship domestically and internationally. Get Off My TV. That's ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go out and get yours and join the revolution. Join the movement of Get Off My TV. And finally, guys, the voting ends tomorrow for my buddy Pico. He is embroiled in a contest against 23 other guys, something that he is really working hard towards achieving. It's a contest which is a fashion lifestyle contest through one of his favorite fashion lifestyle YouTube commentators with 1.1 million subs. Pico definitely has a good chance if you guys continue to support him and get him the votes that he needs. His life's going to be turned upside down. So if you want to go help my buddy Pico, which I hope you guys really, consider doing, link will be down in the description below to go vote. All you got to do is sign up, leave an email, and vote for Pico. His first name is Jason. Last name is Picon. Okay, so make sure you guys go and vote for Pico and show him some love, all right? I'll leave you his YouTube and his Twitter page down in the description below. Now, before I get into the news, guys, I got news on why Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt did not happen at Roadblock. If you guys are very curious about why WWE did not feature that match after it was advertised for Roadblock, I got news on Ryback and WWE brass and his co-workers, his colleagues, thinking that WWE Creative is burying Ryback even further with his current gimmick. And I got news on Ken Anderson, Mr. Kennedy. He was fired from TNA for failing a drug test and having a match against Eric Young while intoxicated. I got all the latest rumors on that. But before we get into all the news for part 4 of this unprecedented Off the Script of episode number 108, I'm going to turn it over to Juicy motherfucking Steen, who's got thoughts about Roadblock on Saturday. Roadblock happened on Saturday night on the WWE Network. He's got his thoughts and opinions and review on what happened on Saturday night. I'm going to turn it over to him. If you guys want to go subscribe to Juicy, he is aiming towards 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you like what you see and if you enjoy what you hear, go and support Juicy on his Twitter and go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Going to turn it over to Juicy right now. If you enjoy it, support him, and I'll be right back after he gives his thoughts and opinions on Roadblock 2016.
Hey guys, this is Juicy Steen, aka Mater111, here on YouTube. I'm giving you guys a quick rundown of Roadblock tonight, a quick little review here on JD's channel, and just like to thank JD again for this great opportunity to showcase my talents and put my name out there. Hopefully you guys subscribe and follow me on YouTube at Juicy Steen. Follow my YouTube at Mater111. But tonight, Roadblock, all I gotta say, it was a glorified house show, but it was decent for what it was. But nothing new came out of it. I think a lot of people were disappointed that nothing got changed, and the main event for Wrestlemania is going to be the same, but you can't always win, and you got 3 more weeks in Wrestlemania, so you're going to have to deal with it. Tag match, Kofi and Big E beating Sheamus and Barrett. I see Big E being a huge star soon, as soon as they stop doing the New Day, whenever that may be. He had a lot of big belly-to-belly suplexes, and his mannerisms in the ring. He could totally become a face, I think, that could not rival Brock Lesnar in popularity, but in ring talent. Like, he's always been that way, but he really didn't go anywhere as Big E Langston. I think his new Big E character in the New Day Unicorn stuff will promote him as a face whenever he does separate, whenever they all separate eventually. I feel like they can't just be the New Day forever. But they win the match and retain the belts. Jericho disses AJ Styles and then beats Jack Swagger in a quick little match. It was okay. Jack Swagger getting some network time, TV time, whatever you want to call it. The Revival versus Enzo and Big Cass. Great match. Really showcases the tag division in NXT very well. Everybody was disappointed that Enzo and Big Cass lost. They're going to be on Raw and SmackDown probably after WrestleMania. Probably the night after, you'll get their big entrance with the post-WrestleMania crowd. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. They're not going to win the belts anytime soon. But, you know, the crowd in Toronto, with this event being a network exclusive, but it was on the main roster focus with the NXT match, to see the crowd light up for Enzo and Big Cass was a promising thing, an outlook for things to come. I don't think they'll have a road like Tyler Breeze or Adam Rose and kind of get shuffled away. I think they'll have a decent shot in the tag division, or the Ascension for that matter. Charlotte versus Natty. Divas title, nothing gets accomplished here, but Charlotte beefs up her status going into Mania for the triple threat, which I still think Sasha will win. Natty looked decent here. This match is really good. I said on Twitter, actually, this is one of the better, if not best, women's match on the main roster side of things in a long time. Lesnar defeated Wyatt and Luke Harper in a 2-on-1 handicap match, aka he beat Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt stood outside the ring, which didn't make any sense. But Bray Wyatt doesn't have to lose or anything. Brock Lesnar can get a win. I don't know what they're doing with Bray Wyatt. 3 weeks to Mania, who knows what they're going to do with Bray Wyatt. But Lesnar looked strong. Harper sold like a boss, took a bunch of suplexes. give the guy some credit. Sami Zayn versus Stardust, probably the best match of the night in ring wise. No storyline really here. Sami Zayn just kind of building himself up, probably going to go against Kevin Owens, who at the same time as tonight was in Atlantic City doing a 30-minute Iron Man match with AJ Styles. We don't get to see that on Roadblock, but we get to see, Chris Jericho and Jack Swagger duke it out. So I don't know what they're thinking there, but that's probably too good of a match to put on a Roadblock special. But again, Sami Zayn wins against Stardust. Great match. Nice to see Stardust get some TV time, network time, whatever you want to call it. Triple H, Dean Ambrose, a war between these two. Great false finishes, an almost win with Ambrose with his feet under the rope. Really wasn't under the rope, but whatever. I think it did what it needed to do. It made Ambrose look like $1 million against, the champion. And I think he's going to look real strong against Lesnar. I wouldn't put it out of the realm that he beats Lesnar at WrestleMania. We'll get to that when WrestleMania predictions come around. But I think he looked real strong, and I think his stock only grows higher from here. Triple H looks great for 47. Dominated in ring a lot, and a lot of the big bumps outside performed really well, and he hung around with Ambrose. It was a good match, good chemistry between the two. No Roman Reigns save, no nothing with Roman Reigns for a couple weeks now. He has to come out like on Raw in Pittsburgh. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna do, if he's even gonna be on WrestleMania. Like, they're not even putting him like out there. Like, he hurt his nose in surgery and all this blah blah blah, and now he's not even gonna be on TV for a while. He literally is the main event of the show. Who knows? I think Shane and Taker might be the main event, unless they put it just before the title match and something happens to where Shane wins and affects the title match, which I think could be a possibility. We'll see. Again, as time progresses, I'll have more info on that, and I'll give you my opinion on that. I hope this video looks better for you than the previous one did that he featured me on. I got a new camera, an iPhone 6S instead of my 4S, a lot bigger screen, HD capabilities, and hopefully you guys check out a couple cool videos in a couple weeks leading up to WrestleMania, and then I will be going to WrestleMania, and I will have a day in the life video either every day or a compilation of videos by the end of the trip. But totally check out my channel at Mater111. The link will be down below, as well as my Twitter, Juicy Steen, Justin LaBar's intern from Church Shot Reality. I like doing stuff for him. I like producing the show and having a good time while doing it. So check me out down there, Mater111. I'll see you guys later, and thanks again, JD. Keep it up, man.
Hope you all enjoyed that one, man. That was Juicy Steen giving you his opinion on this past Saturday night and WWE Roadblock 2016. Now, speaking of Roadblock, why didn't Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt happen this past Saturday night? At the recent special event Roadblock, one of the advertised matches was a grudge match between Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt. However, after both competitors made their way to the ring, it was announced that the match would then be a 2-on-1 handicap match, pitting Wyatt and Luke Harper versus the Beast Incarnate. During the match, Wyatt was barely involved, and as a result, Lesnar essentially had a 1-on-1 match with Luke Harper. On today's episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio Show, it was suggested that the reason for this is because WWE is planning to save Wyatt versus Lesnar for after WrestleMania 32, and he did not, or WWE, meaning he, Vince McMahon, did not want to give away any altercations between the two prior to this rumored upcoming match. The Eater of Worlds versus the Conqueror has been one of the rumored matches for WrestleMania before it was announced that Lesnar would be facing Dean Ambrose at the event in a no-holds-barred match. In a recent interview, Wyatt commented that he would rather have the opportunity to face Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. Now, if this match does not happen at WrestleMania 32, okay, and I say this, and I bring this up as a valid point in this news article. If you guys watch Roadblock, which none of us were aware due to the camera angle during the main event of Dean Ambrose versus Triple H, it was later revealed through several memes and several still images sent to me on Twitter that Dean Ambrose and his foot was not underneath the bottom rope. Now, this could be overlooked. It could be nothing, and WWE can go on about their business, and we get Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. Or this could have been done purposely. So WWE can play this up in the storyline so that Dean Ambrose gets involved in the triple threat match that has been rumored and discussed of Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Triple H for the WWE Championship. Then that would leave Bray Wyatt open against Brock Lesnar. That is certainly a possibility. We will find out if any of this is true on Monday Night Raw. If the foot underneath the bottom rope from Roadblock in the main event between Triple H and Dean Ambrose was just one of those things that's just going to be overlooked and we're going to get Triple H versus Roman Reigns, or this might be a storyline brewing for Monday Night Raw to get Dean Ambrose involved in the main event. We just don't know yet. But if it is overlooked and nothing does come of this foot underneath the bottom rope situation, where does this leave Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania? As of right now, Bray Wyatt isn't going to have a match at WrestleMania, which sucks because he went against John Cena and The Undertaker the last couple of years at WrestleMania. So where does that leave Bray Wyatt? After having 2 matches against 2 of the biggest stars in the company, now this year, in front of the largest WrestleMania crowd ever, he is not going to have a match. WWE needs to come up with some creative booking to get Bray Wyatt involved. Maybe he gets involved in the main event. Maybe he gets involved in the Brock Lesnar-Dean Ambrose match. No holds barred. I don't know. This needs to be strategic booking on WWE's part. WWE now has the opportunity to book intelligently for Bray Wyatt to somehow give him some momentum if they do want to plan Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt until after WrestleMania. But this was the reason why, and it's pretty common sense. It's pretty logical why this match did not happen. You couldn't have Bray Wyatt lose. You couldn't have Brock Lesnar lose. So why put them against one another? Honestly, the match didn't even make sense for Roadblock. I don't know why WWE changed their plan to begin with following what happened at the Royal Rumble. Everybody assumed that Bray Wyatt was going to interfere in the Fastlane main event. As soon as that did not happen, you knew WWE was altering their plans. Sucks to be Bray Wyatt right now, but hopefully WWE does some strategic booking and some intelligent booking to get him involved in either the main event or the Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose match at WrestleMania. One thing is for sure. I know you and I and everybody listening to this can agree. We all want what's best for Bray Wyatt. It's a long time coming. He's too talented to have him be wasted, especially not him being used at WrestleMania. So there's some things brewing here. Monday Night Raw, again, we have to see if this foot underneath the bottom rope is a storyline or this will be overlooked. I'm not sure, but by the still pictures, if you guys seen it, Dean Ambrose and his foot was not underneath the bottom rope. So according to me, that would make Dean Ambrose the WWE Champion. I don't know. Triple H can play up the fact that he had a crooked ref. The referee was paid off. WWE can play around with it if they want. It could also be nothing. But we have to see until Monday Night Raw if anything will come of that. Moving on, guys. I got news on Titus O'Neal. Titus O'Neal is not quitting WWE, even though his best friend Batista advises him to. Titus O'Neal is not taking Batista's advice and quitting the WWE over his suspension. The wrestler says he's taking full responsibility for his actions during Daniel Bryan's retirement ceremony in which he grabbed Vince McMahon. O'Neal told Rapzilla.com, and this story was taken from Pro Wrestling Sheet, okay, and Ryan Satin, that he accepts the punishment handed down to him and explains, I made a mistake at an inopportune time, regardless if it was too harsh or overreacting or whatever people have deemed it. It all stems from my mistake. Whether I agree with it or not, I'm owning up to it. As we previously reported at Pro Wrestling Sheet, Titus O'Neal grabbed Vince McMahon's arm after the ceremony to allow Stephanie to walk back first through the curtain and said, ladies first. He was suspended for 60 days. First it was 90 days, then WWE brought it down to 60 days, but regardless of that, he's still missing WrestleMania. Batista told TMZ last month that he advised Titus to quit over this punishment. O'Neal says that even though he agreed with the suggestion, he's never quit anything in his life and doesn't plan to start. Titus noted, however, that he does plan on leaving WWE when his current deal expires. Good for him. Good for him, man. I really think, even to this day, that this is a stern punishment. It's way too strict. Titus O'Neal is a company man. He's done way too much for this punishment to be 60 days and for him to miss WrestleMania. Like everybody says, I agree with what's been said here. This should have been a 2-week suspension at most. You sit him down, you talk about what happened, and let it be over. And you let him sit out with no pay. Obviously, Vince McMahon thought otherwise, that this was a very, very sad moment. This was a very serious moment for Daniel Bryan. It was retirement. It was Daniel Bryan's retirement, and Vince McMahon didn't want any clowning around. Obviously, I could see it on his part as well. The WWE employee should be on your best behavior during such a big moment here, especially for Daniel Bryan retirement. No fun and games, no joking around. But, you know, that's the kind of guy that Titus O'Neal probably is. He's probably a fun-loving, lighthearted guy, and Vince McMahon took offense to that and obviously reciprocated his feelings with a 90-day suspension, which was brought down to 60 days. I don't blame Titus O'Neal at all. If I was in the WWE and in his position, I would leave as well. I hope he finds much success after he leaves. I don't know how they're going to use him after he comes back from this suspension, but they were giving him a decent push. I doubt that push continues once his suspension is over. But the worst part of this is that he's missing WrestleMania, and he will miss out on that WrestleMania payday. Probably wouldn't have been in anything substantial. Probably would have been delegated to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but still, that is a WrestleMania moment. He's in front of 100,000 people at the largest attending WrestleMania ever, and that is a payday for Titus O'Neal. He's missing out on all that in the WWE due to this suspension. So, like I said, if I was Titus O'Neal and my contract was expiring, I'd walk out as well. And if they want to know why, you let them know why. You're not under the contract anymore. King Barrett currently has a lot of backstage heat. For what? I don't know. A few weeks ago, the news leaked that Barrett intends to leave the WWE in June when his contract expires because he believes he isn't being utilized properly by the WWE. That's a more than substantial reason to leave the WWE. There's a lot to say about Barrett's position in the company. A lot of his momentum, talent, and potential has either been the victim of poor circumstances, timing, or, more importantly, poor booking that has derailed his rise to superstardom in wrestling. The majority of critics and fans are going to agree that Barrett is capable of more than what his WWE career would suggest. However, that doesn't matter in the eyes of his peers. Sucks to be those fucking idiots who call themselves his peers. Shortly after the news leaked of Barrett's backstage issues, Randy Orton took to social media and called him a coward. Orton was apparently the first of many because it is now being reported that Barrett has some backstage heat from the rest of the locker room about his decision to move on from WWE. Apparently, Barrett leaving over creative reasons upset some people backstage. Oh, poor people. Did he hurt your feelings? What business is it of yours why he leaves the WWE? And it's certainly not doing him any favors going into WrestleMania or the last few months of his WWE career. Oh well. They treated him like shit. If he lasted through all the bullshit they put him through, these last couple of months will be a cakewalk for Wade Barrett. It's not confirmed what Barrett intends to do outside the WWE, but once he's done, he might do some acting, as he's done some acting work in the past, and there are many other promotions that could benefit from a veteran's experience and talent. Many would be willing to make him a world champion in a heartbeat. TNA. Easily. I could see Wade Barrett walking into TNA and be world champion just like that. Listen, I'm not going to dive into this. I mean, he is not happy. Wade Barrett obviously is not happy. If he was happy, he would gladly resign or negotiate with WWE to come back for another couple of years. You know, maybe get some better creative direction. But the man is not fucking happy. Can you blame him for leaving? Of course not. If you're not happy, and I should fucking practice what I preach, I'm not happy with what I do, but I have no other fucking job lined up, and if I'm out of a job, YouTube's not going to support me full time. I need money coming in, so the money coming in there and the money I'm getting from YouTube kind of equals things out. Though I want to make this my full-time gig eventually, then I could say fuck you to my company and just walk away. But right now, King Barrett is unhappy, and if he's financially stable and he has options open to him, God bless him. I wish I could do that. I wish I had other avenues to go down and just immediately find work like that. Wade Barrett will find work. If he's unhappy, why stay? And if you are his peers, support his decision instead of fucking going the coward route and calling him a coward and belittling him in the back and not supporting his decision. He's unhappy. If you call yourself a colleague and a peer, support his decision. If he's unhappy, wish him well. Wish him good luck and hope that he finds something better off where he's actually happy. Fuck this bullshit, man. A lot of backstage heat. WWE, why are you giving him backstage heat? You're not going to utilize him. Who gives a shit where he goes? He wants to be happy. You're not doing anything with him anyway. Why keep a guy if you're not going to do anything with him? He sees that. He wants out. His contract's expiring. He's not going to pull a Punk and walk away. He's doing the right thing by, honoring his contract. He's going to walk away after it's done. He's not going to sign a deal because he's not happy. He's going to go to TNA or Ring of Honor. He's going to find more success and make decent money. God bless him. God bless him. If you are his peers, support his decision and don't fucking say a word, man. Fuck that. Seriously. King Barrett, congratulations. You got a lot of balls to man up and be a man and say, you know what? I'm not happy. I'm going to let my contract run out, and I'm going to walk and go elsewhere after my contract's up. Good for him, man. Seriously, good for him. I hope he finds success in whatever he does. If he goes to TNA, I can see him as a world champion like that, easily. That's how talented Wade Barrett is, and he's great on the microphone, man. Awesome pickup for whoever gets Wade Barrett. Many feel that Ryback's booking is burying his character. Ryback's WWE career has been a roller coaster ride of momentum. I wish it was a roller coaster ride that would fucking derail and never to be seen again. Just my honest opinion. When he first debuted, Feed Me More got a huge following from the WWE Universe, then poor booking and a lack of big matches and big match wins cooled off his momentum. WWE tried to bring him back as a heel after WrestleMania 29, but that ultimately did not work and went back to the well with the Feed Me More gimmick. After Fastlane, Ryback had a light heel turn when he abandoned Big Show and Kane during a match with the Wyatt family. His reasoning was to look out for himself. Lately, Ryback has been targeting Kalisto, and it seems like he'll be challenging him for the United States Championship at WrestleMania 32 in a few weeks. Please, give me pain pills and knock me out. Pain pills for the tooth, and it'll do double duty and knock me the fuck out. Or I might actually enjoy the match, man. I might be so delirious that if I do take the pain pills for my teeth, I might actually enjoy the fucking match and become delirious. I don't know, one or the other. Seriously, give me something to the point where this match will just go and come and go as soon as that, as quick as that. Seriously, I just want it to be over. Not only that, but there is a rumor that Ryback will be challenging Roman Reigns. Please, like I said, hand me a fucking noose. Maybe I really do need to get the Magic 8 Ball. Challenging Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship shortly after WrestleMania. According to DWN, DailyWrestlingNews.com, all those opportunities aren't what's best for the Ryback character on WWE programming, and fuck you, PC. Activate Windows my balls. Get the fuck out of here. That is not what's best for business for Ryback on WWE programming. Apparently there is a lot of backstage criticism about how WWE is booking him. Many officials believe that Ryback was getting over with the WWE Universe, but creative turning him heel has messed up things for him again. Ryback will never, and I mean never, find success like he did when he first debuted. He was the silent assassin. He came out there, beat shit up, fucking kicked ass, and that's it. He was a lone wolf. He didn't say anything to anybody. WWE put him against 3, 4, 5 enhancement talents. He eventually got a WWE Championship match to replace John Cena, who was going through an injury at the time, against CM Punk. And that's when things just went downhill because he suffered his first loss. Punk retained the title in Hell in a Cell. Brad Maddox screwed Ryback out. And then that was the downfall of the Ryback character. WWE did not know what to do with Ryback after that because they pretty much utilized him in a point and in a situation that they were not going to find success in Ryback by putting him in that decision. You know? They put him in a situation where they backed themselves into a corner and they fucked it up. And ever since that day, WWE has not been able to get Ryback back on track. And honestly, I think it's too late for Ryback. I don't know what Ryback can do. I don't know what Ryback needs to do. But a gimmick change and a wardrobe change is not going to fucking work. People know who Ryback is. You're not going to fucking change this guy into a different character. He is the Ryback, you know? You made him into a Bill Goldberg look-alike with the fucking black trunks, and it's over for Ryback. I have nothing to say about Ryback. There's a reason why he's on my Get Off My TV t-shirt. He's a product, just like Roman Reigns, of bad WWE creative. Listen, there's nothing you can do. It's over. How many different times can you go to the well and try again? It's over. Get over it. Ryback will never amount to anything in the WWE. You had your one shot when he first debuted, and WWE, just as soon as he debuted, fucked it up. Ryback will never find success in the WWE. He might find success, small success, but nobody in the WWE universe is going to really invest all of their time into the Ryback character. Too little, too late. And finally, guys, the story on Ken Anderson, released by TNA after failing a drug test and being intoxicated during a match. I'm going to get this right out there because everybody's wondering if Mr. Kennedy's going to come back to the WWE. He has a lot of work to do if he wants to come back to the WWE. Seriously. He has a lot of work that he needs to do. He burned a lot of bridges while there. Okay? Incidences with Randy Orton, John Cena led to his termination and his firing. Seriously. Ken Anderson right now should not be discussed about coming back to the WWE. Seriously, he's intoxicated, okay? He's intoxicated during a match and failed a drug test. WWE is not going to allow a drug test failure come into their company when drug testing is, looked upon as a very, very serious thing in WWE, especially someone being intoxicated during a match in TNA. Now, the reason why Ken Anderson might have possibly did this, maybe he was unhappy with TNA and he wanted some way out of his contract, I don't know, but if you're an employee for a company, being intoxicated during a match is not going to look good on your resume if you want to find work somewhere else. It's not going to work that way. If you had any plans to try and get back in the WWE, failing a drug test and being intoxicated during a match with Eric Young is not gonna get you back in TNA, especially with Randy Orton still there in the same spot that he was when you left, and John Cena being the #1 guy in the fucking company. Not going to happen. So if you hear anything about Ken Anderson coming back to the WWE, do not believe it. Seriously. I haven't heard anything about him coming back to the WWE. He's probably going to be doing the podcast round and letting you know what he did and his side of the story. Don't listen to anybody, okay? You want the full story about what really happened? This is it. Many wrestlers have seen the consequences for failing a drug test, and it has ranged from suspension to fines and even termination. It's one thing to be caught backstage or off camera under the influence of drugs, but in the ring, a former WWE star was just fired by TNA Impact due to allegedly being under the influence in the ring during a match, and it was not a civil parting of ways for Mr. Ken Anderson. The news first broke this week, and WrestleZone reported that former TNA World Heavyweight Champion had been at an independent wrestling event and got on the mic. It was then that he revealed he was no longer with TNA, and he had some very strong words for the company, saying, and I quote, "Fuck TNA." There really had not been any indication that Anderson and TNA were at odds, and his departure left many confused. News now has come out about why he is no longer with the company, and it's quite interesting. Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin is reporting that Ken Anderson failed a drug test on January 19th, but that isn't the worst part. The test was administered after the match that Anderson had with Eric Young at a TNA event in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Sources have said that Anderson appeared to be sluggish and stumbling around the ring during his match with Eric Young. Once the match was over, officials had Anderson take the drug test, and he ended up testing positive for some medications of which he did not have a prescription for. Eric Young was not happy. Many said that the match between the two TNA stars had to be cut short and end early due to Anderson looking very bad in the ring. Once the match was over, Eric Young reportedly headed backstage and was extremely angry and let his anger out on everybody. Eric Young reportedly headed backstage and began yelling at anyone and everyone. He started going off on TNA officials and yelling so loudly for them to do something about Anderson that some fans could hear him past the curtain. It was then that a drug test was given to Anderson. As of this past Friday afternoon, neither Anderson or TNA have said anything in regards to the situation where Anderson was allegedly under the influence in the ring. One source did tell Pro Wrestling Sheet that TNA hopes Anderson does get some sort of treatment. On Twitter, Ken Anderson has also tweeted out his email to accept bookings of all sorts with different wrestling promotions. Some have already started wondering if WWE would ever welcome back the superstar once named Mr. Kennedy. It isn't sure, or it isn't as if Ken Anderson, Mr. Kennedy in WWE, and his time with the company was the greatest. Of all, it came to an end in March in 2010 when WWE released him, and Anderson claimed that it was because Randy Orton complained he was too rough in the ring. Oh, poor Randy Orton. Anderson also claims that Orton got his friend, John Cena, to complain about his in-ring style, and that really helped lead to his release. If there's any truth to this at all, it isn't likely that Anderson would ever be welcomed back in the WWE, just like I mentioned, okay? Ken Anderson's release from TNA is very unexpected and kind of came out of nowhere, but would be justified if the accusations of him being under the influence in a ring are true. Either way, he's a free agent now, taking bookings, and the former WWE and TNA star is talented enough with a big enough name to find work elsewhere. That is the most up-to-date information on Ken Anderson and his release from TNA. He is not coming back to the WWE anytime soon. If you hear anything or read anything, do not believe it because of the reasons that I gave you with Randy Orton and John Cena, and he has a fucking shit ton of work to do if he ever wants to get back in the WWE. But right now, it is not happening. That is the latest on Ken Anderson being released by TNA. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me through this episode. I am in pain now. Thank you guys so much for watching Off the Script all weekend. If you missed any of my videos, including the Roadblock videos and the Roadblock review and Off the Script this past weekend, parts 1, 2, and 3, links will be down in the description. Make sure you support Pico, WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. JD sent me for an instant 10% off at checkout on your first WrestleCrate, the regular box or the Ultimate Crate. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Get your t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. Make sure you subscribe to Juicy Steen and follow him on Twitter and show him some love. Until then, guys, Jesus Christ, I can't even talk with my fucking tooth. Until then, guys, I'm JD. I'll see you all for Monday Night Raw review later tonight. Like I said, tweet at me at JD from NY206. And until then, hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you all later tonight for Monday Night Raw.